Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2002. Still booking the invasion angle, working our way down the road to WrestleMania. About to make our quick pit stop here at No Way Out, but before we can do that, we got to get through the whole week. We got Monday Night Nitro, we got Monday Night Raw, Tuesday/Thursday Night Nitro, and then Sunday Night Heat, which will be the pay-per-view show, of course. But you already knew that. Real quick, before we jump into this, I got a couple things I want to kind of promote to you guys. The entire month of this January 2018, I've been doing a thing called the 31 Days of Royal Rumble Reviews, where I will, go ahead and watch the Royal Rumble pay-per-view in order from, the very first one, 1988, which we've already done, all the way up till 2018's Royal Rumble on the 31st day. And, it's been a lot of fun. You probably have seen it already. There's already been a couple uploads for some of the reviews, and it's going to keep going on. Just wanted to hype you guys up to those who haven't seen it and those of you who would like to join me on the adventure. With that being said, let us click run the show and finally move on to what you guys have been waiting for, Monday Night Raw. Been waiting a long time for this one. We got a couple of pre-show matches. 74 B- to open up the pre-show. We get a pre-show bout that has decent wrestling, but not much weighing heat. The Dudley Boys make their return as they go over the team of Jamie Noble and Just Incredible in 6 minutes 29 seconds when Bubba beats Just Incredible with the 3D. Of course, Devon and Bubba have excellent chemistry with each other. Bubba Ray Dudley with an 85, Devon Dudley with an in-ring performance of an 80, Jamie Noble with a 55, and Just Incredible with the 47, the worst of the match, not night. Jamie Noble's impressive, man. Post-invasion, I gotta do something with him. Just Incredible is improving in flying skills, and Bubba Ray Dudley is improving in technical. Good on them. And then our main event of the pre-show, oh wow, that's impressive. 79 solid B rating here. We have a pre-show bout that had superb wrestling and good heat to it. Triple H going over Bradshaw in 10 minutes, 17 seconds with the pedigree. I haven't used Triple H in a while, so to avoid having him hate me, I decided to put him on the pre-show real quick just to give him a match. I didn't want to give him a week or anything off because I have kind of a plan for him, so it's a part of the storyline why he's not here, apparently. So anyway, we already know about Triple H and Stephanie's chemistry, but what's interesting here is Triple H and Bradshaw actually have great chemistry with each other, and it showed in their performance. We'll have to revisit that match. Triple H had an in-ring performance of a 100, good God, and Bradshaw with a 78. No worker improvements, though. Let me take a quick drink before we move on. Yeah, that's the stuff. And here we go. Opening segment of the night gets a 96 A-star rating here. Monday Night Raw opens up with Stone Cold Steve Austin and the WWF Intercontinental Champion Rhino making their way towards the ring. Not even caring, pretty much making a beeline there, just straight to the ring. We got Jim Ross and the King recapping what happened last week with Vitamin C, how Vitamin C interfered in Rhino's match. Not really costing him the Intercontinental Championship, but I don't know, maybe putting some doubt in people's heads that Kane should have gone over, maybe, because Kane was kind of, I don't know. Christian pretty much wants to beat Rhino. That was the whole story why he attacked Rhino. There you go. And then, of course, Jericho costing Austin his shot at the WWF title because, in all honesty, he probably feels he should be in that shot. So, we go on all about that. And once in the ring, though, Stone Cold Steve Austin takes the mic and he says, "All right, cut the damn music. Jericho, Christian, I ain't gonna waste my damn time mixing words out here. Y'all know what you did last week, and now because of that, you two got a double date with us two at No Way Out. But you know what? That ain't how we wanted to spend our pay-per-view holiday, was it, Rhino? No, it wasn't. Rhino here wanted to defend his Intercontinental Championship as a fighting champion that he is. Me? Well, I should be facing The Undertaker for the WWF title, but a certain jealous blonde sumbitch poked his nose where it didn't belong. So Chris and Chris, we ain't waiting till No Way Out. Get your asses down here and let's do this now, or we're gonna come back there and we're gonna find you. Woo! I got a little too excited in that Austin promo. That hurt my throat. All right, hold on. So before we come back there, we go look for you ourselves. So Rhino and Austin, they're waiting impatiently. I'd probably imagine Rhino sitting there like, clenching his fist. Austin sitting there pacing back and forth. When finally, they're waiting for the music of Christian and Jericho to hit, but, that's not exactly what plays over the loudspeakers. Instead, it's the music of the WWF champion, The Undertaker, and his brother Kane, the Brothers of Destruction. And out they come. Taker already has a mic in hand, and he says, Steve, you come out here week after week, every week, bitching and moaning about how you got screwed, and how about you should be the champion, and how blah, 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 blah. You know what, Austin? You need to stop living in the past and live in the now. So here's what I suggest to you, and your man beast. You get your heads right, because you'll get your chance at Chris Jericho and Christian at No Way Out. But tonight, you two jackasses have a double date with the Brothers of Destruction. Oh boy, here we go again. Ready? And then Austin goes on and responds, and he says, you know what, Undertaker? For once, Stone Cold actually agrees with you. No, he's right, Rhino. We got those two blonde jackasses this Sunday no matter what. But tonight, old Stone Cold here and the man beast, Rhino, are gonna show everyone that last week, Rhino would have beaten you, Kane, and Deadman. If Jericho wouldn't have poked his nose where it wasn't welcome, I'd be stomping a mud hole. What the hell did I try to write here? I'll be stomping a mud hole and then burying your ass once and for all after I reclaim my WWF championship. So here's what I suggest to you. You and your burnt brother head to the back, and get your asses kicked later on tonight. And that's the bottom line. And, I'd imagine the fans going, 'cause Stone Cold said so. And Stone Cold's like, shut up! 'Cause Stone Cold said so. And there you have it. The opening promo setting up our main event of the night, which will be the first time ever that the Brothers of Destruction take on the mentor-protege team of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rhino. Trying to work on a different voice for Stone Cold. That way he doesn't sound like Booker T. So hopefully that one was good and not so annoying to you guys. It's going to be a son of a bitch on my throat, though. Anyway, got the show off to a strong start. Crowd was hot. Austin was good. Taker was good. Vitamin C in Austin's feud gained heat. No worker improvements. We move on to our next segment. Most likely, after a commercial break, we're backstage again in that dimly lit room we always see. The flock minus Vampiro. Where's Vampiro? Surround Raven. So we got Boss Man, Perry Saturn, and the WWF Women's Champion Daphne there. Raven sitting in his chair. Light bulb is swinging back and forth over his head. And Raven goes on to say, "Oh, Matthew, what a fool you are. Do you know why you're a fool, Matthew? Because you've drug your family into this, thus making this a family war. And while your family may like to call yourselves Team Extreme, but you'll soon find out just how extreme my family can be. In fact, your girlfriend got a little taste of how extreme we can be just in her match with Daphne. Jeff, Rob, and even you, Lita, you should probably run far away from Matt Hardy. Matt's a broken boy. He's a lost child. And no one would blame you. But if you do stick around, well, we won't show any mercy." And then we probably, maybe like a little Bray Wyatt cut, but instead of the jump, we get a little car or something. There you have it. So it got the crowd hotter. Performance of Raven was good. As always, gained heat to the Lita Daphne feud and moved along to Team Extreme versus the Flock feud. And we jump into our, so maybe you know what this is like before the commercial break, and then we jump into after the commercial break, because we open up the night with our 8-man tag team match here, mixed tag team match. 76 B- to open up the show. We have a decent match here when Rob Van Dam, Lita, and the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, go over the Flock, Raven, Daphne, and Perry Saturn, and Bossman. When Matt Hardy defeats Bossman after a twist of fate, following a botched interference from Vampiro. Daphne was the weak link in the match, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. So let me explain what happened here. So the whole running theme here is Vampiro's been running out. He's been spraying that mist in, Jeff's face or Rob's face or someone's face to help them win the match. So here's the whole theme here. Vampiro's coming out. I'd imagine maybe, I don't know. I don't remember doing Matt Hardy getting the pin, but whatever. That's fine. I thought I did Jeff because I thought the whole theme here was Vampiro goes to spray the mist and Jeff ducks or something, but it doesn't matter. Either way, maybe Boss Man's going for that, Bubba Bossland Slam, whatever you want to call it, and Matt Hardy ducks it. Vampiro accidentally sprays the mist in Boss Man's face. Matt knocks Vampiro out, kicks Boss Man in the gut. Twist of fate, 1, 2, 3, Team Extreme wins. There you have it. Daphne had the in-ring performance of a 48, Perry Saturn with a 70, Boss Man with a 60, Raven with a 76, Lita with a 57, Rob Van Dam with a 78, so Rob Van Dam was the star performer of the night, Jeff Hardy with a 75, and Matt Hardy with a 70. So Daphne was the worst, but of course she's a female. No offense, I'm not trying to be sexist, but Total Extreme Wrestling rates the females usually worse than the males. So out of all the males, it looks like Boss Man was the worst. And considering his age and all that, it doesn't surprise me. Although I don't think he's on a time decline. It's just he's kind of like the weak link right now, I would figure. All right. So we then move into the next segment here, which gets a 79 solid B. The Flock, mostly Vampiro and Saturn, because Boss Man's, selling his eyes that he can't see, and Raven's getting, Raven and Daphne are getting out of there because Raven's kind of trying, to be the one to protect Daphne. Oh, I don't want Daphne to get hurt, while also kind of being like the mafia leader, I'm gonna let my boys do the action while I get out of here. So Vampiro and Saturn, they try to attempt to fight back, even though Vampiro's not in this angle. I should have put him in here instead of like Daphne, but whatever. Maybe I should have put him in here instead of Boss Man, but since he was the one just kind of like selling. So they're trying to fight back. You got Team Extreme fighting back with him. So Matt, Jeff, and Rob Van Dam pretty much. Raven, Boss Man, and Daphne, they're getting out of there. Team Extreme, they take out Saturn and Vampiro, get him out of the ring, and then Matt Hardy then takes the mic and he says, look who's running now, Raven. But come no way out, there will be no way out. Because I'm challenging you for that hardcore championship. And even if you wanted to say no, you can't. And there you have it. Matt Hardy getting a little strange here, as Raven seems to be driving him a little crazy. But challenging him for the hardcore championship. And as he said, Raven can't technically deny the challenge. It's a hardcore title. You have to put it up. Daphne is developing better performance skills. Good on her. Alright, so we most likely come back from a commercial break here with an 83B+. The WWF Tag Team Champions Scott and Rick Steiner's music hits. They make their way down to the ring while a recap video plays over from Nitro, showing that, when Scott Steiner attacked Trish after her match with Molly Holly. JR and King, they're talking about it, over the video, how disgusted they are at Scott Steiner's actions and all that stuff. Once the Steiners are in the ring, Scott takes the mic and he says, Yeah, did you see that? You all boo me, but I don't give a damn. Because I was playing mind games the whole time. When I was wooing Trish, mind games. And then when that prudy two-shoes decided that I was too much of a man for her, I put her in her place. And who came running out? Test and Albert. And now we're in your heads. But enough about you two. We'll be dealing with you twos this Sunday. What about tonight? Well, you people are in luck. Because Rick and I need a warm-up match for this Sunday. So who's going to be the idiots tonight? And then a minute or two passes by, not out. And out comes, once again, Head Chop. So here comes Al Snow and Funaki. And Scott's like, No, cut the music. We beat you two jokes already. And then Al Snow goes on to say, Now, hear us out, Scott. We know you've beaten us before. But last time we fought... Now I gotta pull up our handy-dandy notepad. Hold on. Last time we fought, we gathered intel. Now this time, we're prepared. And Scott's just, he's so annoyed by this, and he just doesn't even care right now. He just goes, you know what? Shut up. I don't even care about your dumbass reasons. Just get your ass down here so we can kick your ass again. And then Snow is just like, all right, yeah, come on, Fu. And imagine maybe Funaki's not as scared this time, but he's definitely a little reluctant considering last time. And here we have it. Head Chop versus Scott Steiner 2. Or not Scott Steiner, versus the Steiners. Also, I forgot to mention it before, but Christian brightened the backstage mood when he was being just cheerful to be around. So good on Christian. Scott Steiner came across well. That doesn't surprise me. So we move on to the tag team match here, which gets a solid 80B and a decent matchup here. The Steiner brothers go over Head Chop in 8 minutes and a second after Al Snow got disqualified when Test ran in and attacked Scott Steiner. We also had Albert come in and attack Rick Steiner. So pretty much the match ends in disqualification when TNA run out and, come after the Steiners after what happened last week on Nitro. I don't blame them. In terms of in-ring work here, Scott Steiner, of course, was head and shoulders above everybody else. We already know about Rick and Scott Steiner's chemistry. Scott Steiner looked good out there, and he should because he had an in-ring performance of a freaking 100. Rick Steiner with an in-ring performance of an 80. Al Snow with a 66. And look at Funaki getting up there with that 58. My boy Funaki. We then jump into the next segment here, which, good God, TNA just knock it out of the park every time. Although Trish's gimmick is getting stale. Not Trish. Test's gimmick is getting stale. But Trish should not be there. I should have taken her off as a manager. She's supposed to be, nursing injuries. Pretend she's not there. Anyway, solid 89 A rating here. Test and Albert, they brawl back and forth with Scott and Rick Steiner until the Steiners are forced to retreat because, we're done with this. We're getting out of here. They get out. Test then goes to grab the mic, and he takes the mic and he says, Scott, Rick, what you two assholes did to Trish last week was disgusting. And you say it was to get in our minds? Well, then I hate to be the one to burst your bubble. But we wouldn't have had a talk with the commissioner, Commissioner Foley. And about our match, it's not just going to be your everyday tag team title match. It's going to be a Hell in a Cell match. And given that you are the WWF tag team champions, you guys have no choice but to do what the WWF commissioner says. And after what you did to Trish, he had no problem making the match. So Scott, Rick, we'll see you in hell, boys. And that was just a quick way to announce the tag team title match at No Way Out will be a tag team Hell in a Cell match for the tag team championship. Scott and Rick versus Test and Albert. Test's gimmick is getting stale, so that is something I'm going to have to try to change after this. Hopefully I will remember. And there you have it. Trish helped Test even though she wasn't supposed to be out there. Albert was good. Scott was good. Gained heat. Hell yeah. Good job, guys. All right. Ooh, good God. So we jump into a 100 A-star rating here. And The Rock's music goes off, most likely, again, back from a commercial. The People's Champion starts making his way down to the ring. We got JR and King putting over that this Sunday The Rock gets his rematch against The Undertaker for the WWF Championship. Of course, once The Rock's in the ring and he's done doing all his posing, he takes the mic and he says, "Finally, The Rock has come back to the ID Taco Bell Arena, Idaho. And this Sunday, The Rock takes his rightful place as the WWF's leader when he whoops The Undertaker, when he whoops The Undertaker's dead ass in front of all the millions and millions of The Rock's fans. And when The Rock hits you with the people's elbow and pins you 1, 2, 3 to take back my WWF Championship, if you smell." And before Rock can continue on with his generic catchphrase that he's just going on about, that's when Vitamin C's music goes off, and out comes Chris Jericho, and out comes Christian, who are not in a good mood. And Jericho's like, "Rock, would you please shut the hell up? No one cares, Rock. Taker's exposed you, and we all see you for the sham that you are." And then Christian goes on, "Yeah, and not only are you a sham, Rock, you're a desperate sham. Unlike Chris and I, who no longer care about what these people have to say, you cling to it. Everyone knows that Chris should have been in that triple threat match last week." 1 second. There we go. And then that's when The Rock interrupts Christian. He says, "All right, shut up." The Rock sees where this is going. "Let me guess. You think The Rock should put his spot on the line tonight against Chris Jericho?" And then that's when Christian goes, "Yeah, it makes sense to me." And Jericho's sitting there probably in the back nodding his head. "Yeah, mm-hmm." And then Rock goes on to say, "But what about you, Christian?" And that's when Christian goes, "What?" And Rock proceeds to go on and saying, "When are you going to get your shot? The Rock will tell you what. The Rock has already beaten Chris Jericho. But you, Christian, The Rock has never faced you in one-on-one action. So I'll tell you what. The Rock will put his spot on the line tonight against you. But I'm not fighting Chris Jericho again. I'm only fighting you." And that's when, Jericho and Christian, they kind of huddle together and they talk. And then Christian goes, "You know what, Rock? You may come to regret that decision. Because you're on." And then Christian begins to make his way towards the ring as we have this impromptu match between The Rock and Christian about to happen. Pretty much just what happened there is Rock got away out of fighting Jericho to fight Christian instead. And I mostly gave him this match against The Rock because he brightened the backstage mood. I had to give him a big match. Never fought in one-on-one action. I thought it'd be a nice little fun angle, I'll put my spot up against you, Christian. And of course, Christian's being like, "Yeah, of course, I'll do that." So there you have it. Jericho getting better at his gimmick. Rock came out looking excellent. And we move on to our matchup here between The Rock and Christian. That gets a solid 77 B rating here. And it's a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat to it. The Rock goes over Christian in 12 minutes, 57 seconds with the Rock bottom. We also have Jericho try to distract The Rock, but I imagine he pays for it. Rock beats Christian decisively. Rock with a 96, but look at Christian. 88. Not too far behind. Good on you, Christian. And there you have it. Rock then takes the mic after the match, and he says that he's pretty much just going to join commentary for this next matchup, pretty much to scout The Undertaker as we get ready for our main event of the night, which will be Austin and Rhino versus the Brothers of Destruction. We jump into the main event, which gets an 83 B+ rating here. In an exceptional match, the Brothers of Destruction end up going to a draw with Stone Cold and Rhino in 14 minutes, 38 seconds after the match descended into chaos, after we had Jericho and Christian come down, and then The Rock gets involved. So pretty much just a whole big schmoz going on. Sports entertainment finish. Referee has no choice but to really throw the match out. Kane with an in-ring performance of an 87. The Undertaker with a freaking 100. Rhino with an 87, so he's on par with Kane. Good on him. And Stone Cold Steve Austin with a 99. 99. What the hell? Unfortunately, both the Rock and Taker feud and Austin, Rhino, and Vitamin C feud lost some heat here. Hopefully it's going to gain some in the next angle. So Jericho and Christian, of course, refusing to be ignored, even though after they just lost to The Rock pretty much. They come out and cost this match. Rock gets involved. And like I said, we have a big schmodge, which leads to our next angle, which gets a solid 94 A rating here. Big schmoz to end it out with everybody. I'd imagine Kane grabbing Austin and Rhino by the throats to hit him with the chokeslam. Austin and Rhino or Austin kicks him in the gut, hits him with a stunner, and then Rhino takes him down with a gore. Jericho and Christian probably take out Rhino and Austin in some way. Then The Undertaker and Rock take out Jericho and Christian. Then they kind of get in each other's face and stand tall. Not really stand tall, but they're in each other's faces to end it off. Big stare down between the two. Austin looked excellent. Jericho was good. Rock was a real star. Undertaker looked good. Gained the heat back for the feuds. And there you have it. We end off the show to get a 88 B+ rating. Hell yes. Unfortunately, it says Funaki was used too much, which I disagree. You never have enough Funaki on the show. But what can you do, I guess? I'm glad I just thought about this, though. I was about to be like, oh, let me go change Test gimmick before, I move on. But there's some people that I've hired I don't exactly want you guys to see yet, so I'm going to wait and do that off screen. I don't know what this decision is either. That's interesting. I kind of don't want to click it, but I don't remember putting a contract out, so it's an incident, I think. There we go. It's a pay raise from Shane McMahon. Yeah, see, no contract, so I was confused for a second. Shane McMahon, he wants to make $25,000. You know what? He is our son. We're going to give him the full pay raise. There you go, son. Even though you're my enemy right now. And here we go. We got a couple opinions. Jamie Noble apparently does not connect with the fans, according to Test, and we should write him off. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Test. I've enjoyed Jamie Noble's work right now, so I don't believe you. But that is going to be the end of this episode, Nerds and Geeks. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a like if you, like I said, enjoyed. Comment down below your opinions on the show and any future ideas. I might steal it from you. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, your Facebooks, your Twitters, all your social medias out there, your Instagrams, whatever the hell the kids are using nowadays. Definitely helps the channel out. Share it to a friend. Get the channel out there. So if you think someone will enjoy the video or the series, help a brother out, man. You know what I mean? Let's get this channel up there. I hate to pander to you guys, but that seems to be the popular thing to do and how channels grow nowadays. So you got to move with the times. Either way, hope you guys have enjoyed. I will see you guys for Thursday Night Nitro, which usually the Nitros and Heats don't take as long as Raws take the book, so shouldn't take as long as this time did. Hopefully I'll see you guys for the rest of the 31 days of the Rumble, but until then, have a good one, guys.